In this video, we're talking about the Rode Wireless Go. I've been using these since they launched them, and all of the audio you're gonna hear is from the Rode Wireless Go. So I'm gonna go through 10 reasons why you would get this system, and also 10 creative uses so that you can capture better audio. All right, guys, let's get into it. Number one, they're super easy to use. When you pull them out, you power them on, you plug them into your camera. The only thing that you have to change is the volume that's being sent to your camera. And you get three options, 0, -12, and -24. So you basically get a low, medium, and high setting. Number two, there are no adjustments needed for the RF signal. So you never have to worry about what frequency you're on. All you need to do is make sure that they're linked, and you're always gonna get clean audio as long as you have a clear line of sight between the transmitter and the receiver. Number three, they're tiny and they will fit on any camera. So whether you're shooting on, say, a GoPro or you have a larger setup, you can basically use these with any style of camera. Number four, they are super cheap. They are only $200. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, there are some knockoffs on the market. These are the Socani, and these are Rode Go knockoffs. They're essentially the exact same thing, and they're $100. So why would you pay $200 to get the Rode version? Well, these are garbage. I've actually been using these. I've been testing them out. I want to do a video comparing the two, talking about cheaper options, and everything that I've been shooting with these just hasn't sounded that good, and I've had a lot of RF issues with them. And you have to change channels. They're a pain to work with. So ditch these, stick with the Rode Go's, $200. They're cheap. Number five, they have an internal battery that has 7 hours of battery life. Now, what I've done when I'm shooting my YouTube videos is I turn these both on and I leave them on, because it would really suck if you forgot to turn one of these on and then you didn't have an audio. 7 hours gets you plenty of recording time, but if I'm planning to shoot longer, then I just bring a second set or I bring a battery backup so I can keep charging it. Number six, the wireless pack has an integrated microphone, so you don't actually have to use a lavalier mic. This makes it easier so that you have options to either just use the pack as a standalone or plug in a wireless lavalier mic or any other sort of microphone that you want to plug into this wireless transmitter. Number seven, they come in black or white editions, and also Rode has made a ton of accessories to go along with it, so the system can be used in a bunch of different situations. Number eight, it has a clear LCD screen with only the things that you need to see on that LCD screen. So you have your battery life, you have your audio meters, you have your output volume, you have your wireless signal, and then you have your brightness, whether it's bright or dimmer. Number nine, you can use multiple units at the same time. On their website, they say up to 8. I've used 2 simultaneously. One downside is, though, you can't use one transmitter to multiple receivers. It's only one transmitter per one receiver. And number 10, they can cover a long distance for their size. When I'm out hiking, I'm able to walk pretty far away from the camera and still get super clean audio. Now, you do have to remember, if you put something in between you and the receiver, you might not get a clean signal. So line of sight is super important, especially when you're getting further away from the receiver. These work great. I'm a big fan of the Rode wireless system, and I want to go through some creative uses on how you can get better audio using this system. The first one is placement. For me, I'm always wearing a backpack when I'm out hiking or I'm out doing something outside of the studio. So what I do is I put the transmitter just right here in my pocket on the backpack. I don't have to worry about the lavalier mic. I just put it right here. Sometimes I'll take the little fuzzy, put it on top, depending on how much air is moving around me. So no matter if I'm close to camera or further away, I'm gonna be able to capture good audio. Now, if you still wanna use a shotgun microphone, you can pair this with something like the Deity D4 Duo. The D4 Duo has an input on the side and allows you to split the signal between left and right channels. So you have 2 mono channels. So one of them would be the wireless Go and one of them would be the shotgun mic. You can also do this with a simple Y cable. You can go get one on Amazon. And what it does is just splits the signal. Now, this is great because then you have the option to use wireless, get away from the camera, but also get clean recording with a shotgun mic on top of the camera. If you're someone who's gonna be doing more like interview style content, maybe instead of using a shotgun mic, you use 2 of these with a Y cable into the camera, or use like a small mixer on top of the camera. And then you could have the interviewer and the interviewee both getting clean audio using wireless packs. They're super small and lightweight. They work well, so you can bring them in a lot of different situations. So one use that I haven't seen anyone talk about is pairing this wireless system with something like a Tascam DR10. So what this is a little audio recorder. So it just records straight to this. You have a micro SD card in here. And so what you can do is have your microphone, you'd have to be using a lavalier mic, go into the Tascam, and then out of the Tascam, either using the headphone jack, or if you have the European version, they actually have an out on top of it. And that can go to your Rode, and then the Rode sends to the camera. And the reason that you'd put the Tascam between your microphone and the Rode is that now you always have a backup recording. So if you're shooting something where you can't go and reshoot it, you want to make sure you get it right the first time. So this saves you in those situations where this might not be working the best. So if you're in an area with high frequencies, there's a lot of different things going on and you're just not getting clean audio, or you have to like move around and your subject decides to like walk off. The beauty of this is that you're always recording here, so you're always gonna have clean audio. Now, I left this here on the table just because I'm talking about this product right here. Now, you could also use this as a boom mic. So I have my boom mic up here. And instead of having the cable run from my microphone down over to the camera, I could just put the Rode wireless pack up here with the microphone input into the wireless pack, and then I could send the signal over there and not have to deal with cables. So recently I've been letting my wife just use this for her Zoom calls because she wants to have better audio. And so this is a great way to just have clean audio, be able to get yourself away from the computer a little bit, and it sounds great. Now, a lot of my friends are fitness professionals. I work in the fitness industry outside of this YouTube channel. I have a production company. And a lot of them have been asking me, how do you do better live streams, especially with everything going on? So I've been setting them all up with this wireless system and like an over-the-ear mic, because they do fitness. They need to be constantly moving. They're doing, you know, this. So by using these wireless packs and an over-the-ear mic, it's a simple solution to get super clean audio, because in fitness, when you're following along with a workout, you're more focused on the audio track. You're listening for cues rather than just watching the screen. So audio is one of the most important things when it comes to creating fitness content. So this also works great for voiceover. Obviously, I'm here, we're doing this as this setup. You could use this for voiceover work. Now make sure you use the little wind fuzzy here so you don't get any like pops. But this is a great solution if you don't want to carry extra gear. So like when I'm traveling, maybe I'm doing something where I want to do more voiceover work. Well, I could use this, find an area that doesn't have a lot of reverb, and then I can produce good sounding voiceovers. One cool creative thing that you can do with this is take a mix and then send it to your camera. So if you're using multiple microphones, say you have 3 people mic'd up. Well, if somebody's mixing onto an audio recorder, you could send that mix to your camera. Then you could potentially use the audio that's coming straight into camera, and you don't have to deal with syncing later, and you don't have to deal with mixing all those tracks. Now, one of the ways that I've used these is syncing for multicam shoots. Being able to get clean audio that's from my microphone up here, or this microphone here, and getting that into each camera allows you to click one button and then all of a sudden, boom, it's synced up. Versus when you're using camera audio, it's not always the easiest, especially if cameras are further away and you can't hear as well what's going on with the main audio track. Now, you can only do one transmitter to one receiver, but what you can do is have your main audio source going into your main camera, and then out of the headphone jack, add a Rode wireless go, it goes into the next camera, and do the same thing, out the headphone jack, go to the next camera. And you can set up the same audio track on all the cameras by using, these little wireless packs. Now it's super easy to sync. Now, a lot of times when I'm doing a production by myself, I have to monitor my sound. I have to put on headphones. Now, what you can do with these is just add some tape or a cold shoe mount onto the outside of your headphone. It's obviously a set of headphones that has an input. And then what you can use this for is wireless monitoring of your audio. So for me, when I'm on my shoots where I have multiple cameras, I might man 2 or 3 cameras myself, having them on sliders and different things like that. And what I'll do is use the Rode Wireless Go on my headphones so I could always be listening to the sound and then not have to worry about cables running into the camera. I could just freely go wherever I need to on set. Now, the last creative use is put it on top of your camera and you can use it for vlogging. It's going to sound a little bit better than your camera audio, but you do have to remember this is omnidirectional, so it's not the same as a shotgun mic. Okay, so now I'm outside. It's definitely bright out here, but I have the microphone directly on top of the camera. It's just with a little piece of tape. I just wanted to give you a quick idea of what it sounds like. It's pretty quiet back here. I mean, there's a little bit of sounds in the distance, but this is just essentially with the microphone directly on top of camera, about arm stretch away. So this is what it sounds like. And I'm making some loud walking noises. So you can just tell it's more omnidirectional, like you're gonna hear more than if you used a shotgun mic, but it still could work pretty well, especially if your trade-off is just using camera audio. So if you're in situations that aren't super loud, this method may work, and I would play around with it and see if it works for you. And there's been situations where I'll just bring this system out with me when I'm out shooting, and I'll either like set this on the camera or I'll set it on something in the environment, because I know if I'm within like an arm's stretch away from it, I'm gonna get clean audio. It just depends on what's around me. These wireless packs are great. I'm gonna bring them on all my shoots, use them to capture my audio. And guys, if you want to learn how you can capture better audio in your YouTube videos, I highly suggest checking out this video right here. I'll see you over there.